Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Dear students, in our previous lesson, we studied how to write a compare and contrast essay. We say that a compare of contrast essay, just like any other essay, has three parts: an introduction, body paragraphs, and a concluding paragraph. And I asked you to read a model essay. This is a model essay on page 113, Writing in the Digital Age. I'm sure that you must have read it by now. Today we are going to study how we can plan for our essay, how we can take notes when we read a compare and contrast essay. So you can see that one point of comparison or contrast is individualization. So in handwriting, beauty and flow of writers. If you go back to our reading, you can see that when we write with our hands, there is beauty, and the flaws of writers, the mistakes that writers make. So they are quite obvious when you write with your hand. And when we type, they are the same characters, no variety in shape. So it's basically the computer already has a fixed shape, and it doesn't have any aesthetic appeal. It's not beautiful because we can't see the beauty of the writing in the way someone writes it. So this is the first point about individualization. There are two more points. Attention to forms. So when you're writing, obviously you have attention to form, and when you type, you can't do anything about it. And corrections might also be considered. So all these points are mentioned in the reading. I highly suggest that you go and read and find these 2 points of contrast as well. You have to reorganize here, but here you have to work with a partner, which you can't do right now. You can do it alone. You can do it alone, and you read and then organize these the points here. So see how you can find information that shows comparison and contrast between handwritten piece of writing and a typed piece of writing. Okay, so now this is a very nice exercise for you. You can use the same type of chart to help you brainstorm your ideas. So before writing, you can use this kind of chart. It will help you compare and contrast the things that you want to compare and contrast. Use the chart below to help you think of examples of what you could write about cooking 100 years ago and cooking now. So now what you have to do is you have to brainstorm ideas. Your essay is about cooking 100 years ago and cooking now. So you have to find similarities and differences in how we cook. You can say that 100 years ago, people did not have a lot of appliances that we have right now. You can give example of electrical appliances. And you might also find that in some places, people use the same method. People use wood for cooking. So you can gather your ideas here. You write similarities and the differences here. It's a very nice way to brainstorm and gather ideas before you write. Choose another craft or activity you are familiar with. Create a chart for that activity like the one in activity D. So maybe you can compare education 100 years ago and education now. How education is different from 100 years ago and how it is similar to 100 years ago. So what I want to emphasize here is that you have to use this chart to brainstorm ideas before you write something. It's a very effective way. You can't just start writing. You have to plan for your writing. You have to see what the ideas are that you want to talk about in your writing. If you have any questions regarding brainstorming for compare and contrast essays or regarding this chart, please ask in the group. I will be more than happy to reply. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.